All right, we are live. The Zoom call is on. And welcome to the Gameweek 6 preview of the Corner Flag. We are doing a live stream yet again. We are very, very new to this new situation of live streaming on YouTube, and also we might be very rusty at it. But hopefully, all the stupidity that the four of us get involved in on a regular basis is enough to see us through. How's it going, boys? The full house is here. Prashant is here from Dubai. Mukesh is here from Anfield, supposedly. Aakarsh is here from hell because he's an Everton fan. Uh, and I
Yeah,
am here as well. How's it going, everyone? Let's start with you, Aakarsh, because you seem to be the most depressed of all of us. And all of us have
always,
been going through a
always.
little bit of depression, but yeah.
Yeah, fair to assume that I'm always the most depressed. I just want to say I'm here only because I've been missing Prashant, and it's been a very long time since I
Yes,
had some face to
exactly.
face time with him. That's the only reason I'm here. Fuck football. I don't give a shit about that sport anymore.
But why? Why? What has happened?
Yes.
Why are you so disillusioned with football?
Where to begin? Everton are shit on the pitch, Everton are shit off the pitch. I feel like half our podcasts go in bitching about refereeing decisions. It's been a while since we spoke about good football because everything is garbage. Um, yeah, the
Akash,
fun, the game's gone.
I
Game's
think it's
gone.
time you shift loyalties to Tottenham.
So,
I feel like
Yeah.
this is the
Yeah,
perfect
fuck
time to
that.
shift. Like anytime if you delayed any more, the maza has gone. It's fine. People get second whatever things in life. You can also
No, if
give
I
football a
was
second
shifting
chance.
to
You can give football a
anyone,
second chance.
if I was shifting to anyone, it would be Brighton. But honestly, I don't want to do that to them. They are having a good run. I don't want to be the Harry Kane of Tottenham, but for Brighton, where I'm the Panmati.
I think if you had to choose a team apart from Everton in the Premier League, which one would you choose? Let's play that game.
Brighton, I think.
But you are
I would
saying that
choose
you don't want to be
Brighton
the
and
Pan.
everything would blow up.
So are
They'd
you are you
like,
are you saying that you want to choose Brighton just so that you can be the Panwati? You actually want to see them do badly, and that is why you
no,
will
that's
support
why I
them.
don't want to pick. That's why I'm just like, I will watch tennis as a neutral.
अच्छा,
No more fanboying over anyone.
इतना इतना trauma हो गया तुझे.
Too much, Tom.
But I like what Mukesh is saying. Like, you should probably start supporting Tottenham because that is one of the better teams out there. And I think you should.
पोस्टेकोग्लू को हार्ट अटैक हो जाएगा.
Hey, क्या बोल रहा है? ची ची ची, तू मारती है all right now. ची 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 ची.
I feel like no, but I think that's an excellent place to begin this preview as well. Let's talk about the biggest game this weekend. It's of course Luton Town versus No, it's not. It's the North London derby, right? It's Tottenham versus Arsenal happening on Sunday. It is. It is a big game. It is a big game for both teams because Arsenal, obviously, just coming off the exploits of last season, are looking to kind of do one better than that and possibly go on to try and win the title this season. And of course, I know. See, the thing is, even though we don't believe it, we have to say it because at some point we have to try and be a serious football podcast. तो जो फैक्ट्स है वो अभी थोड़ा अपने को रिपोर्ट करना पड़ेगा, थोड़ा बहुत तो एफर्ट वो डालना पड़ेगा. But yeah, so that is on the Arsenal side. On the other side, Tottenham are also seeing a little bit of resurgence after the sale of Harry Kane, after the appointment of Ange Postecoglou as manager, who's been doing fantastically well on and off the pitch. So that is the game that we begin with, and let's begin with Postecoglou because, man, what a character! Is it possible to dislike this man?
I don't think so. It's Impostocoglou to do so. I don't know.
Well done. We should probably have like a live. We should have a live pun counter. आकर्ष को ये बहुत late चमका. I don't know, आकर्ष तेरा internet slow है या तेरा दिमाग ही slow चल रहा है.
नहीं, internet slow, I think.
That was a very late reaction to the pun.
Maybe I'm lagging
Yeah, you
in
probably
life
are like.
or in
In life.
No, but yeah, seriously, like, how is he such a good manager, and how is he, like, what is he doing that is so different? Like, is it just the fact that he's Australian that he's become a huge breath of fresh air into this European football infestation that we all love and follow?
I think what he's doing well, and maybe what he's bringing back. I don't want to put the onus on him to bringing back or make him, but I think something that he's doing refreshingly well compared to most managers is, I think while everyone is going towards that incredibly data-driven systems approach to football, I think I'm not saying he doesn't do any of that. Of course, everyone has to do their basic homework, etc. But I think he's also bringing back man management a little bit, whether it's managing egos, whether it's managing players, whether it's bringing positivity around the club, which will in turn affect the players. I think that is something we haven't seen in a while. Since the arrival of Klopp, I would say, but
Oh, come on.
Do you
Yeah,
have to
matlab,
insert
what-
Klopp
yeah.
in every fucking thing that you say,
I do.
Mukesh?
He
No, but yeah,
intentionally
but
did this
Nobody-
just to
okay,
fuck with us.
I'll tell you what, like, I'm just going to put this out there for everyone who's watching now live or later on replay. Nobody gives a fuck about Liverpool or Klopp, dude. He's nothing great. उसने कुछ घंटा उखाड़ा नहीं है life में.
Oh my god, that's so untrue. You would die to have him at your club. I know.
No,
it's
I
fine.
wouldn't. I'm happy. I would have. I'm happy. I'm happy us getting back Solskjaer. I don't want Klopp. Fuck that guy.
Correct. Anyway, moving on. But I think let's
Yeah,
talk about Ange.
and
It's
at
about
some
him now.
point, I feel like Mukesh, I would have agreed with you. At some point, I would have wanted him.
That's it. Enough. Let's move on.
Aakarsh looks very. I don't know what happened. Like you just stopped talking in the middle.
I think my internet's really bad. But I feel like at some point I would have wanted Klopp, but now he's just gone to a thing of, oh, grass is too green
Oh my god, that's
and
such
wind is
an
too
old
windy.
thing. It's not even happened in the
No, but
last 2 years. What are
One
you
week
talking
ago,
about?
he ripped into a news reporter for asking him some basic question. He's
No,
gone to that point where
there's
he's
a story behind it. That is that one journalist, which I think probably United should also be doing. That one journalist who's uses the club to print the gossip and all of that. I think that was that one journalist, which is why it happened.
But like Klopp is the whiny guy, whereas what I really like about Postecoglou is that he just doesn't give a shit. Even in his press conference, like before the North London derby, he was asked, "Are you going to change up your game plan because this is a really important game?" And he said, "No, we're not going to change the game plan. We're going to attack the shit out of them and scare the shit out of them." Which manager says we're going to scare the shit out of them? Those were his exact words. He really doesn't give a fuck, and I think that's really endearing about him.
Yeah, and I think more than enduring, he says all the right things. I feel like that's something that he's made like his own thing as he's
He's got away with words.
Yeah,
He's definitely got away with words.
Yeah, and from the time that he's entered the Premier League, like literally every press conference that he's given or any media appearance that he's made, he has been so perfect with what he's saying, and it doesn't matter what the issue is that he's talking about. I mean, of course, we've all heard and spoken about what he had to say about Richarlison's mental health issues, right?
Yeah.
Like, and that is
Yeah.
something that Mukesh, you and I spoke about in the last episode of the podcast, where he finally did get his goal back. That was the episode that Aakarsh, you weren't there for, unfortunately. Then we were talking about how
Yeah.
यार, एक बार हम लोग ex Everton player को थोड़ा मतलब बधाई दे रहे हैं for a good performance. He's finally scored his opening goal for Spurs very late on into his Spurs career. Things are looking good.
And very late on into that game. But you know what changed for Richarlison in that game?
What? He didn't take his t-shirt off.
1 week, 1 hour before the FPL deadline, I transferred him out of my team. I was the Panmati guy, so I took him out, and then he got that goal and assist. And Richarlison, I know you're listening, watching us live, and I'm sorry that I had you in my FPL team, and I promise I will never get you again, and I hope you can't.
No, but so it's just about that. Like, Richarlison, of course, before that game had opened up about his mental health issues and how he's found it hard. And when Ange Postecoglou was asked about it, he said that, man, I didn't know much about it, and I leave it to the professionals to do their job, but I will pay more attention to these matters in the future. And even in multiple interviews, he said that footballers are not immune to these issues. Like people and fans think that just because they are professional footballers and because they make a lot of money and they're famous that they're immune from these things. But life has a way of balancing it out. So he's saying all the interesting things. Also, did you see there was a I think there was a Spurs media day that was being hosted.
Yeah.
That was the day, yeah.
And it was Ange Postecoglou and there were some members of the board there as well. And the host said that it was that the time was running out and
Yes,
to
yes.
wrap up. And Ange said,
I
"No,
remember
we have
this.
time for one more question because there's somebody in the front row
The most
who has
important
a
question.
and he has the most important question."
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was a Spurs fan with Down syndrome, and Ange made sure that kid got a chance to ask the question. And Ange answered it. And he was so endearing because the kid said, "My question's for Ange." And Ange was like, "Yeah, I knew it. I knew it had to be for me. I could see it in your eyes." You know, he was so interactive and it was such a wholesome video. Like, I feel like from the four of us here, United, Chelsea, Everton and Liverpool, only Mukesh, the fucking obstinate Liverpool fan, is the only one who will say like, "No, I think I'll still go with Klopp at Liverpool." But all three of us will be like, "Yeah, I'd take Ange Postecoglou at my club."
No, I wouldn't.
For
Not for
sure.
Chelsea because he's going to get sacked pretty soon. Let him be at Tottenham. Let him do a good job.
Achha,
Chelsea's
so
history is to
you're-
get sacked. I don't want to do that. I want to save him for a better club. Let them do what they're doing.
Yeah, you're doing
Chelsea's
a noble thing.
Correct.
Guys, I don't
same
have
with
that
Everton.
problem.
I would love to
I
have him.
love my club through and through.
Yeah.
Even ironically, I would not hate it this much. No,
Yeah.
joking. That's only till the first 2-3 losses I hate her. After that, after that, I'm like, not mere Ange Liverpool ki tarah dekho, please.
I'm just gonna go over to the live chats that we are getting right now. Rahul Biraj, friend of the flag, RBNR, had sent a message which he has since retracted. I don't know why, but I still remember from memory what the message was. The message was, "Big Ange was a Liverpool fan growing up." So there you go, Mukesh. You should ideally have him at your club. Sack Klopp. I
I've
think that's-
seen that actually. No, he said he was a big fan of Bill Shankly and the boot room stories, etc. So which I thought was great. And I know like Liverpool attracts a similar tribe with a similar vibe.
Acha. He's nothing similar, dude, because he doesn't cry
Nothing.
about chutya decisions like Klopp does, and he's not going to Saudi Arabia to play or manage like your captain, leader, legend, and all two of them, Henderson and Gerrard. So yeah, I think when you're talking about Liverpool attracts the same type of tribe. If United is the club of women beaters, then Liverpool is the club of migrating to Saudi Arabia, a problematic country, just for a lot of money. So there we go. More messages in the chats. Mohammad Aman says, "Hello, bhai. Sorry to disturb you in mid podcast. It's okay, Aman. You can disturb us in the middle. It's absolutely fine. Keep chatting. Keep sending in your comments. We'll keep referring to them from time to time, and it's all good. That's the whole point of the live. That we keep doing our talks, but you guys keep chatting and we keep looking at it, and that's how we build the interaction. So it's all good. Yes, but going back to Tottenham, I feel like they're in the best run of form for a while, right? And with players like Maddison also playing really well, they've started the season on the front foot. They've got some great results. A 2-0 victory over Man United as well, being one of them. But this is definitely the biggest test for them up until now, right? Like, this is the yardstick. If they manage to get anything out of this game in the North London derby, of course they are away to Arsenal as well. They are playing at the Emirates. So if they can get something from this game, then they have laid down their intentions for the season. Would that be a fair thing to say?
I think maybe not. I think you expect this Tottenham. I mean, okay, all things said, even last season, say, whether it was with Conte, whether it was Mourinho, or Tottenham side going to Arsenal, going to the Emirates, getting a point is still manageable. I'm not saying. I think if Ange really wants to make that statement, I think he needs to make Arsenal lose and give them their first loss of the season.
Yeah.
I think nothing that would probably be. I think what would reinstate, I think, what say most people already know, which is that Ange is a very serious manager and he's here for the big points and he's not just here to stabilize the club and then move on.
Yeah.
But I think he needs to beat Arsenal. He needs to come up with the formula, whether it's countering them whether it's getting through their mid block, whatever it is that they do.
Yeah.
He probably has to beat them. I think going away with 1 point or a loss wouldn't maybe push him or Tottenham in that bracket yet of, oh, they're really here for the top 4 and title, if in that slim chance for a title, but also in the top 4 seriously.
Yeah. Do we think, Aakarsh, that Richarlison is now, because he's got his first goal for the club out of the way, do you think he's going to use that as a platform and actually go on to do bigger and better things and get into a run of goal scoring form? Or is he more of a player that will contribute in other areas of the field outside of the goal scoring? Like, he will be the one who drops deep and takes defenders away from Heung-min Son, for example, who we have seen playing in the number 9 position as a central striker under Postecoglou. What is that going to be? And I ask you because he is an ex-Everton player and you have seen him at as close quarters as can be, because tu Bandra mein rehta hai aur Everton mein. So like, so what is the vibe there?
No, I feel like Richarlison is one of those players who's definitely a confidence player, definitely needs a run of games to get that rhythm going. And I think last season it was very stop-start season for him because of Harry Kane and his presence. But this season he's got a few games in a row now. He's got a goal and assist, which was really, really vital for Tottenham last week. So I see him contributing a lot more. I don't know if it'll be goals, I don't know if it'll be assists, but so far he's had a dry run when it comes to both.
Yeah.
And I think starting now, we will see him among the FPL points because he will get assists. I think I've always maintained that he's not a number 9. He does his best work when he's out on the wings. And I think Son playing the number 9 role and Richarlison going on to the wings is definitely going to help him. And I sort of disagree with Mukesh. I feel like a point there would be great for them because there's only, if I'm not mistaken, there's only 4 undefeated teams in the Premier League right now, and they're the current top 4: City, Spurs, Liverpool, and Arsenal.
Yeah.
So I think if Tottenham can come away from the Emirates Stadium maintaining their unbeaten run, that's going to be a big point for them. And I think for Spurs, as far as they can better their last season's finish of 8th position and get back to Europe, I think it's going to be a successful season. I can see Postecoglou diverting a lot of attention to, let's say, the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, and trying to get that trophy drought out of the way. But yeah, I think a point for them would be great, and I expect them to come away with a point.
Yeah, Mukesh has basically disagreed with everything that you've said by interrupting the live stream with what the fuck was that, Mukesh?
That was my Alexa. I don't know why it went off. I have no idea.
Beautiful.
Okay,
चुप कर आकाश, मैं अलेक्सा को बोलता हूँ बात करने के लिए.
We've just got a new comment from RBNR. He says, Aakarsh, do you have Alvarez in your FPL team asking for a friend?
No. In fact, I was going to get Alvarez, but a certain friend of the flag and corner flag FPL champion Gunty advised me against it.
Yeah.
So no, I don't. So I expect him to get a hat-trick this week.
Good man, Gunty, because he's in my FPL and he's having a great run of form. So
I think Gunty's playing double agent. He's gotten fed up on me and my Everton signings and all that shit. He's like, fuck it, I'm going to play double agent this season.
I think so, and I think you're falling for it also, which is more on you than on anybody else. But yes, coming back to the Northland derby, right? Spurs obviously is over there. On the other hand, Arsenal. Would we agree that they've had a good start to the season? Yes, they are unbeaten. Yes, they are. They've only drawn 1 game. They've won 4. But have they looked like a team that can challenge for the title? And I know I'm probably picking at straws right here because where is my team? My team is way down in 13th place. So I really shouldn't be one to say yes. Prashant, you and I can't really say anything. Chelsea and Man United have no skin in the game here. Aakarsh, I'm not even considering you because Everton, Premier League में कुछ skin in the game.
Everton का अलग
I agree, but you started with why? What is so wrong with football?
Yeah. No, because I wanted you to relive the trauma. That is precisely the reason. No, but do we think, on a more serious note, do we think that Arsenal have what it takes this season to go all the way and challenge Man City for the title? Because 5 out of 5 Man City is obviously the yardstick, right? Like they've already laid the gauntlet down. They've made their point. All the seasons that we've seen, City start slow and then pick it up in the latter stages of the season and then go on to win the title very, very convincingly. Now they're starting also strong. So
Yeah.
you know,
Now the question is, can City take 4 points in a game? Like, you know.
like I feel like what City wants to do is they've seen the Invincibles record of Arsenal. They're like, okay, you had Invincibles, but we're going to go 38 games, not just unbeaten. We're going to win 38 games. So fuck
Yeah.
you.
See, that's
Platinum.
the thing.
They're gonna
na?
get a platinum cup.
Yeah.
Beach
But
Man
even if
Diamond
they
also
go ahead
nothing.
and do that,
platinum.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, even if they go ahead and do that, the whole concept of Arsenal's invincibles, that is basically showing Arsenal the finger, right?
Yeah.
Because that is, I mean, what else is Arsenal likely to do? Even if they are in a great form, great shape, that they are trying to at least try and be title contenders, right?
Yeah.
At best, what they can do is just be consistent about their performance and what sort of games they're playing. Whether they'll be able to become someone better is what they'll want to do. I think City's already peaked that already right now. They're already at that level. You know, Arsenal still seems like they could drop points, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. If Arsenal want to be title contenders, best thing they can do is just be consistent. I don't know if they can do anything beyond that.
Yeah, they need to focus on their own results more than anything else and just hope and pray that there is a little bit of a droppage of points from Man City, as unlikely as that sounds.
Yeah, I feel like this season, like last season to an extent, will be the race for second place because
Yeah.
first place के लिए कुछ race नहीं है. It's a foregone conclusion. I don't see City dropping too many points, and it's going to be a thing of who can finish second, and there's going to be Liverpool and Arsenal and maybe Tottenham or whatever. But no one's really going to dethrone City.
Yeah. All right. The other thing that is very, very interesting about what's happening behind the scenes at Arsenal is the ongoing battle between Aaron Ramsdale and David Raya. Of course, we were all very surprised when Arsenal signed David Raya. We were like, okay, he's signed a goalkeeper who can realistically challenge for the number one spot, and now you have two good number one level goalkeepers at the club. How is Arteta going to manage it? Of course, Ramsdale was dropped for the last two games, and one of those games being the one in Europe, the 4-0 victory against PSV. David Raya started that as well. And where are we? Where do we stand on that? Like between Ramsdale and Raya, do you think he's making the right choice by phasing out Ramsdale, which is what it looks like right now?
Definitely, I think even before Raya joined Arsenal, I remember in my picks for the most clean sheet, it was David Raya for Arsenal, because I've always maintained that Ramsdale is mediocre. He's a very, very average goalkeeper who gets hyped up because he's English.
Yeah.
But I think between the two of them, it's a no-brainer. The first few games, Ramsdale started because he knows the club, he knows the defense, and Raya needed some time. But honestly, I don't see Ramsdale starting unless it's the Carabao Cup, maybe the FA Cup. But I think he's been relegated to that cup keeper spot.
Mukesh, you were saying something.
I was going to say, yeah, I agree. I think David Raya is obviously much better, and it does feel a little unfair on Ramsdale because I do feel like at the end of the day, despite his camera-ness, but his ego to perform for the camera, I don't think he's really warranted. I mean, of course, you can always get a better keeper, etc. But I think it's an insane tactic to have two world-class keepers. I think the last time we saw something like this was in, I think, Petr Cech and Courtois were in Chelsea at roughly the same time. But I think that also transitioned out very quickly. It wasn't a really long-term thing. I don't know where Ramsdale goes from here. Like, does he... I think all the top teams, the top 4-5 teams are stacked with keepers, or at least they're stacked with their top choice keepers, and he probably can't. Maybe a Brighton. I don't know where he goes after this.
On loan,
Because it's clearly
he goes
going to
on
be-
loan somewhere. He needs to pull an Emi Martinez, where he's
Wait,
clearly
one
the second
which,
choice.
Which
keeper
part of
now.
Emi Martinez are you saying? He needs to pull an Emi Martinez. Because there's
I
only
mean-
one thing that when you say he needs to pull an Emi Martinez.
No, I mean leave Arsenal because
Okay.
Ramsdale's clearly too good to be a second choice keeper, but I don't think he's good enough to be first choice for a top 6, top 7 team. So he's going to have to take a step down, go to, like Martinez went to Aston Villa, he'll probably have to go to I don't know, maybe a Brentford, maybe a Luton, something like that, and earn his worth there.
Yeah. But I mean, we obviously don't have access to the starting lineups yet because the game is tomorrow, and that's how it works. We are not those type of journalists and reporters who get access from the Arsenal training ground. But it entirely depends on who starts in goal for the North London derby, because I think just the sheer magnitude of this fixture, just the sheer importance and what this means to not just both the teams but to the fans of both sets of teams and to that region of London as a whole. It is a big game for both teams, and I feel like the keeper that Arteta decides to go with in this game, it will be very, very certain that is the first choice keeper for him. And considering that David Raya also started in Europe, and you would have thought that okay, maybe he's been rested for the game against Everton. I think David Raya played, right?
Yeah.
Where he made his debut.
I think so. Yeah.
Was the Everton game, right? So maybe you would have thought that all right. So they're testing out David Raya for in the Premier League against Everton, which is I'm sorry, Aakarsh, but not great opposition. So it's a low risk game, so to speak. And then maybe he kind of comes back. Ramsdale kind of comes back in the European games. But then again, David Raya starting that meant that maybe PSV is also not that big an opponent to kind of go for, and let's give Ramsdale a little more rest and have him fully refreshed for the North London derby, because that's where we're going to use him. That's one way of looking at it. The other way of looking at it is, man, you've started David Raya in two different competitions leading up to the North London derby, so you're getting him ready, you're getting him match fit for that game.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like every other position out of the top 11, you can rotate and you can rest a player. But I think a goalkeeper is someone who needs consistency, who needs to be in the team in and out, because it's all about match sharpness. It's all about being ready for those 5 minutes out of a 90 that you're needed.
Yeah.
And I feel like even 2 games out for Ramsdale would have added to the rustiness that he would have. So I'll be really surprised if it's Ramsdale that starts over Raya.
All right, awesome. That is all we have to say for the North London derby. Of course, it happens at 6:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time tomorrow. Kickoff is at 6:30 tomorrow. That is a Sunday. It's going to be a great game, guys. It's going to be a fantastic game. I'm really looking forward to it, and I really don't care about either of the teams, but I am really looking forward to this game because I really want to see how Postecoglou's Spurs specifically play against this Arsenal side. And I'll be supporting Spurs in this one because I really like Postecoglou as a manager. But let's quickly do our predictions.
Because otherwise, you would have supported Arsenal under other context.
Otherwise, I would have supported the referee. Like, whatever decisions he makes is correct. So.
And he'd fuck them all up anyways.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Mukesh, can we have your predictions for Arsenal versus Spurs?
I feel like it's going to be 1-1.
All right, Aakarsh.
And it's going to be a keeper masterclass.
अरे उतना डिटेल नहीं चाहिए, उतना डिटेल नहीं, सिर्फ स्कोर
ये देखो स्कोर पूछा.
हाँ, उसका डिटेल डाला है. It's going to be 1-0 and the first goal is going to be scored in the 65th minute and it's going to be Bukayo Saka जो ऐसे राइट से अंदर. इतना नहीं चाहिए, थीसिस नहीं चाहिए, सिर्फ स्कोर. Aakarsh, what is your score prediction for?
I'll say a high scoring draw, 2-2, 3-3.
All right, 2-2, 3-3. Prashant, what about you?
I think Arsenal is going to win this 2-1.
Ooh, I think it's going to be a draw as well. I think it is going to be a 1-1 or a 2-2. I don't think it's going to be as high scoring as 3-3. But I feel like it's going to be a 1-1 draw. And I feel like what's going to happen is in the 65th minute, Bukayo Saka is going to cut in from the right and he's going to take a curling shot with his left leg, which is going to start off the scoring. But then Richarlison is good. Okay, fine.
Score पूछा है ना तेरे को खाली score पूछा है ना. क्यों? Save it for the fucking podcast episode, no? What is this?
Mukesh is texting his girlfriend. I'm trying to make fun of him and
Mukesh doesn't care.
Mukesh is like Alexa या Amogh बहुत बोलता है. तू मेरे को Guardians of the Galaxy का.
It's just I'm like this banter only. I'm like this is a preview and it's like Prashant will save it for the podcast, na? Like pre-game banter. What is this? At least the results come and then we'll do banter.
No, but there should be banter in everything that we do, guys. This is what people follow us for. The two people who are watching.
Amogh almost said this is what people pay us for, and then he realized, shit, nobody pays anything, not even attention.
Don't even really watch us for. There's 3 people
the
who are watching right now, out of which one is Prashant.
Yes, of course. Of course, I've left it on because I can see the comments, and we do have 2 more comments, by the way. So in
Yes,
case if
we
you
do.
feel like
Yes, we do. RB, our friend of the flag, Rahul B. Raj, has also commented, Aakarsh is the low-hanging fruit of this podcast.
I'm
I love
just
it.
the low. I'm just low, guys.
Yeah, you're just low. Farah Nitrate has also said, it's funny how Prashant and Aakarsh aren't showing their stadium in the background, almost like they're embarrassed of them, question mark.
Oh, I am. This is the stadium. This is fully the Everton Stadium.
And this is my stadium. I'm now in the Gulf. What are you talking about? I've been bought over by the Saudi clubs now. So I'm now over here. What are you guys talking about?
Yeah,
The
exactly.
latest loss of the Premier League.
He doesn't support Chelsea, he supports Al Ittifaq, which is pretty much at the same position in the league table as Chelsea, which is why I made that comparison.
Was that an ittifaq?
Yeah, it was an Ittifaq. Also,
What
if
the
you look,
fuck?
if you I'll watch.
Alexa, tell me some good jokes.
Yeah. If you by the way, Farah Nitrate, if you look very closely at Aakarsh's background, right, that coffee cup is Sean Dyche. वो कुछ कर नहीं सकता है. He tries to motivate the team and kind of give them like a much needed kick in the morning. पर कुछ घंटा फर्क पड़ता है उसका. जो फ्लेम्स दिख रहे हैं वो सब प्लेयर्स है. और जो नहीं दिख रहा है वो ओनर से because they are as good as not being there. So yes, Aakarsh was right. That is the stadium. That is Goodison Park behind him. And there we go. Right, let's go to Man City versus Nottingham Forest. Fucking interesting comments made by Pep Guardiola before this game.
Yeah, he's playing the mind games because that's what he needs to do against Nottingham Forest to get 3 points.
Exactly. Isn't it
I think he's
fucking
just bored.
annoying? No,
I
it's
think he's
not
just bored.
It's not even bored. I'm getting fucking annoyed with that bald bastard. Like अभी बहुत हो गया. बहुत हो
Yeah.
गया. Like तेरा ये सब tactical genius and all is fine. We accepted you're the best manager in the world. Well done. Treble Webble जीत गया. Well done. Fucking fantastic. But fucking doing mind games against Nottingham Forest is a bit patronizing and it's in poor taste, I feel.
I hope the player's name I can't pronounce.
Taiwo Avoni.
Ivo Awuni punishes them. I hope it's like it's like a City are up 2-0 in the first half, and then he comes up with a second half hat trick. Like I hope something, and then he says that's the performance of 2-time Champions League winner Nottingham Forest. It's like something. Yeah, because you're right. It is super frustrating. Because he doesn't have to do this. He's been here long enough to just take it off the cuff. Be like, yeah, okay, we're gonna play them.
Yeah.
We have, even though we're injured, we have enough players, not just absolute dog shit. Is he trying to create a culture? I don't know. What is he trying to do at
I'll
Man
tell you what he's trying to do. I think it's gotten to a point where he's like, look, we're clearly too good for everyone. Arteta ko he sent to Arsenal, Gabriel Jesus, Zinchenko. Now he's like, I have to motivate the other teams to have some sort of competition. I have to remind Nottingham Forest that they are 2-time European champions, guys. Give us a fight. It's just giving the opponent badava because he knows that otherwise it's going to be a walkover. He needs to give some sort of enthusiasm, some spark of excitement for that team.
Yeah, it's almost.
I'm sure every halftime he goes to the opposing side's team and he gives them a halftime team talks. Like, guys, you can do this.
Yeah.
You can beat us.
And we've seen him do that when I think last season or the season before last when they played Southampton. He at full time he took Nathan Redmond aside and he was passionately shouting at him, saying, "तू क्या कर रहा है? तू इतना अच्छा खेलता है."
I feel like when Pep yells at the referees, he's yelling at them to give the yellow card to his own players.
Yeah.
He's like, give Rodri a yellow card. Give him a red card.
There was last season there was that thing at halftime where he was yelling at Haaland and I'm sure he was saying, "Tu kya kar raha hai? Itna goal mat maar. Give them a chance.
Yeah.
Give them a chance." It's like, be nice.
Yeah, be gentlemanly. I feel like I mean the thing is if I still understand managers and especially managers like Pep Guardiola indulging in mind games when they're playing against Liverpool or they're playing against Arsenal. I'm scared to say Chelsea or Man United at this point because it's as good as Nottingham Forest in the pecking order. But
How are we joint alliances on this, Amogh? I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Football, it's a funny game. It's a
But
funny
no,
game.
yeah, United Chelsea have had like one soft, because I think they don't have such an intense rivalry. They've had a soft alliance similar to how Arsenal and Liverpool have. I mean, they're not good friends or anything. I guess in football there are no good friends. It's a soft alliance.
Hey man, we are good friends. We're in football. We are good friends. What are you talking about?
Don't push it, Amogh.
Okay, fine. But just going back to Taiwo Avani, I don't think he's going to score a second half hat trick. वो उसका उतना नहीं है. Like he has one goal in him per game, but that's about it. I don't think he can score more than one goal a game.
He plays for a 2-time Champions League winner
That's
team. Second half hat trick.
Don't undermine them.
That's true. That's true. Just going to Man City, Aakarsh, why don't you have Alvarez in your team? I know Ganti told you not to get him, but if you had to think for yourself, why would you not get Alvarez in your team?
I was thinking for myself and I was going to transfer him in, but honestly, I've not been thinking football too much. And Ganti was like, oh, he's not going to start too many games. And I was like, oh, fuck it, this guy must be a FPL champion for a reason. Let's just listen to what he's saying. And then as soon as last game week happened, I messaged him saying, Sale, मैं तेरा कभी नहीं बात सुनने वाला है मैं.
If there's one thing that I've realized, nobody is an FPL champion for a reason. ठीक है? क्योंकि there is always some truth who in game week 1 will triple captain Kurt Zouma and Kurt Zouma will score one goal and keep a clean sheet.
Yeah, there was that weekend where Matty Cash, I think, scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
And then someone had triple captained him.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That was Matty Cash and his mum.
Yeah. But by the way, Mukesh, you don't have any thing to say about FPL. Have you joined the Corner Flag FPL League?
I have not been admitted into it. I have not
Don't
been given
lie,
the
because
ID.
you haven't created one.
You don't
I have a
know.
team. I have a team, by the way. I am at how many points I have. I got above average points last season. Last game week, I have 53 points, and the average was 44.
So cute. So cute.
Oh wow! How many
Shit,
points you
Mukesh,
got?
are you going to do better than me this season?
Probably.
Probably. Wait,
Also,
how many points do you guys have totally?
join the league and you will know.
Oh my God.
if you manage to create an FPL team, surely you, as a person who is 31 years of age, living by yourself in a city like
Wow.
Bombay, can figure out how to join a fucking FPL league.
Guys, I'm 3 millionth out of 3.9 million.
How many points
people.
do you have?
Oh my God, I don't know where they tell you total.
Go to some league and then you know how many
279.
points.
I'm at 279 points.
Oh God, I am behind Mukesh, guys. I need to delete this app.
Yeah, you probably do. But right, see, I feel like Ganti was wrong when he spoke about he's not going to get a few games, and I don't blame him for making that assumption at the start of the season, because that's what we saw Pep Guardiola do to Alvarez last season. But this season he's very open to playing both Haaland and Alvarez together up front, and that is a lethal fucking combo. And
Sorry, but I have to just say, Ganti has messaged me I just checked Instagram, but he messaged me a couple of hours ago saying, take a -4 for Alvarez and take Wissa out. Sala bastard, Ganti.
I wish I don't know if he's watching this, but if he's going to watch it later, this is going to be a great bit of content just for him. RB Nar has commented, I still remember someone triple captained Mikhail Antonio for 0 points.
Who was that?
don't know.
Who was
What
that?
is
Who was
that?
that?
What a
Who was
dick.
that?
Who would do that? Who would do such a
Prashant,
thing?
you must have done that. No?
What a terrible guy.
Sounds like me, right? But
I
I don't
don't-
think I did that.
I don't think it was anybody who's on this podcast.
Acha.
I think
No,
it was
I
just
think
a,
it was.
I think it was just a random bit of news that somebody found out.
It was a Brazilian called Amoghinho. Amoghinho. Amoghinho
Wasn't that
Santos
also
Jr.
the season where you and I were neck to neck till the
Yeah,
last game week,
yeah.
and that was the decision that made me win?
Yeah, what's happening this season, Aakarsh?
They were only 5 game weeks in.
Yeah, correct.
And
But
at some point, I will take a -4 to get Alvarez in.
I already have him, so it's like cancelled each other out. But I am using that triple captaining of Mikhail Antonio for 0 points as fuel for my revenge. Like this season, I'm making
who
sure.
won last season between us? I genuinely can't remember.
I think you won.
Oh, okay, I could remember. I just want you to say.
Bastard. What a dick. What an absolute dick.
Well done. Well played.
ऐसा चूतियाब होता है कॉर्नर फ्लैग पे भाई लोग जो लोग देख रहे हैं ना ऐसा चूतियाब करते हैं हम लोग दोस्त ऐसे सिर्फ दोस्त नाम के लिए होते हैं हम लोग कुछ
That's why I say we're not that good friends. Don't push it.
अच्छा चल ठीक है लेट्स टॉक अबाउट ब्रेंटफोर्ड वर्सेस एवर्टन अब आप भोसड़ी के चल बोल एवर्टन के बारे में क्या बोलना है तेरे को बोल चल बोल अभी
Well, I dreamt last night they're going to win, so I'm going to go 3-1 Brentford.
Acha. Okay.
Oh shit! Well done. Nice prediction.
Straight to the scores,
point.
straight
Love
to the
it.
scores, yeah.
Love it. There's nothing to talk about the gameplay.
I feel like
At all.
I feel like in this game, like what do you say, Aakarsh? Like let's try and preview this game. What is going wrong for Everton? Tell us as succinctly as you can. एकदम ऐसे 4 शब्दों में बताइए आकर्ष जी क्या लौड़े लग गए एवर्टन के.
What is not wrong at Everton?
Club should liquidate itself forwards.
Well done. Bas.
काफी astute.
Detailed analysis.
Yeah. he stuck
Big
to the
words.
brief. Stuck to the brief. 4 शब्दों में ही बताया. But
Yeah.
Is there? Okay, wait. It's surely not all that bad. Like you've got Beto. He seems like a decent signing.
You guys have no idea the bullshit that's happening off the pitch with Everton, man.
What
So
is
like,
happening
trust
off the
me, it is. Oh, where to begin? For very long there was a investor group called MSP Sports who was in exclusive talks to buy the club, but they couldn't buy the club because the current lenders to Everton blocked the move. So now there's another set of people called 777 Partners who have agreed a deal with Moshiri, but the Premier League has not approved that yet, and there are severe doubts about whether or not it will get approved because 777 Partners have various allegations and proven crimes against them, which include drug trafficking, fraud in different countries. Yeah, the owner of 777 Partners, the chairman, has proven drug trafficking laws because he was caught with some like ridiculous amounts of cocaine and admitted to wanting to traffic drugs. So it might not even go through, but Everton
shit,
don't have
damn,
money
I was like,
on a
Everton's taking a
day-to-day.
new league.
No, now, but Everton don't have enough money to survive on a day-to-day basis. So they have taken a loan from 777 Partners. They have also taken a loan from MSP Sports. They have also taken a loan from so many other people that are also looking to block 777 Partners. So it's a club which is genuinely in administration position.
Next steps एक ही step बाकी है, लक्ष्मी चिट फंड से लोन लेना बाकी है. That's it.
I mean, if Harshad Mehta wasn't dead, he could have figured something out.
Yeah, I feel 777 Partners should come in and take over the club. The Premier League should make it happen and make it like a social case because Everton का kick, the sleeve sponsor is kick ना, उसके नीचे बस लिख लो The Habit और दिखा ओनर को.
No, then there's other problems with 7-7 Partners. They own some 5-6 clubs all around the world, including in
They had
Spain.
an option. They had an option to own 7 clubs, but they only owned 5-6.
I mean, it might be 7.
How can you be
I'm not-
7 partners and have
But-
5 clubs? That just doesn't.
No, I don't know the exact number. They have one in Brazil, one in Spain, one in France. They've got lots of clubs. One club in Belgium is currently protesting their ownership. One club in Hertha Berlin is currently protesting their ownership. So the clubs they own, the fans already hate them.
No.
Everton is full of toxicity and hate anyways. So
Yeah.
777 is just one step away from 666, and this is just devil business that's happening.
Right. Okay, but let's talk about the on the pitch side because, like I was saying, Beto seems like a good striker. He can probably add something to this Everton attack.
But who's going to create for him? Where's the creative midfielder? Iwobi wasn't very creative, but he was the most creative midfielder we had, and now we only have defensive midfielders. We have Onana, we have Doucouré, we have Idrissa Gana Gueye, we have James Garner.
But
There is
Doucouré
no
has been playing
creativity.
but Doucouré has been playing almost in a striker role, no?
Doucouré has been playing in the shadow striker sort of role, but he himself has multiple times said that's not his best role. He plays deeper. He's a deeper number 6, number 8 holding midfielder type of player, but there are no players to play in that number 10 role, and which is why Doucouré is the only option. We have Dwight McNeil who has a little bit of creativity. We have Jack Harrison who's still not fully fit. We have
Oh, yeah, I forgot that you had Jack Harrison.
Because we signed him and he was injured. So now, last night, he played a game for under 21.
As a United fan, I know what that's like. Sofian Amrabat injured. Mason Mount injured.
Yeah,
Rasmus
so
Højlund
it's
came in
just-
injured. Fucking
Yeah, so
bullshit.
it's just there is no creativity in that midfield. No one knows how to put in a ball. So we have Beto, we have Calvert-Lewin who's back to fitness, but who's going to create the balls for them? Especially when that fucking Ashley Young is the one who's on set pieces. I promise you
Different
that all
tangent.
four of us will be better on set pieces because he just can't put a dead ball in. So we have Sean Dyche, who's a set piece expert, and we have the average height of all the Premier League teams. Everton has the tallest team, but there's no one to get on the end of it because Ashley Young only finds the keeper's gloves.
That's a great stat, by the way. Tallest team.
Tallest team, yeah, and shittest. So
All right, so let's start with your predictions. Aakarsh, what's your prediction?
3-1 Brentford.
All right, Mukesh.
No, I think I trust in Shondas to pull off a 0-0 draw.
Prashant.
1 point. Wow.
And I would want Everton to at least get a draw, man, out of this. Why not? At least do a 1-1 out of it.
I think it's 2-0 Brentford. I don't think Everton can score the goals.
Yeah.
And I think Brentford are definitely
Yeah,
going to.
I think we've all collectively agreed that maybe Aakarsh is still hopeful that they can Beto will score one goal through the sheer power
Oh
of
no,
fans.
that no. That'll be an
That
own
one goal is an own
For
goal.
deflection, yeah, for sure.
The better
And it'll be Visa. Knowing my luck, because I have him in FPL, it'll be a Visa own goal.
No, just speaking about Beto really quickly. I don't know if you spoke about this on the regular podcast, but it's a spectacular rise that Beto has had from where he came from to the Premier League, because he used to work at KFC just a couple of years ago.
4 years ago, I think, right?
Yeah.
About?
Yeah, about 4 years ago, he used to work at KFC. About 4 years ago, he used to also train in an Everton kit. So, going from training in an Everton kit with Ross Barkley on the back to having his own name on an Everton kit, I feel like is fairly depressing and sad for him. But whatever works for the man.
I mean, to be fair, you've also played five-a-side with an Everton kid, so maybe you're next. You're tall, you can head the ball in. Yeah, be a backup striker to Beto.
And I'm injury prone, so fits all the bills.
Exactly.
Checks all the boxes.
Exactly. All right. So that's Brentford versus Everton. 12:30 a.m. tonight. So 12:30 a.m. technically tomorrow morning, but well, obviously late night tonight is the Battle of the Balds. It's Vincent Kompany's Burnley versus Eric Ten Hag's Manchester United. Oh my fucking god! I am
Basically,
going to
Man City
get
B team.
heartburn.
Man City B team?
Basically, Man City B manager. B team.
Ah,
तो
B
I don't
manager.
think- B manager for sure. But I am going to get so much acidity tonight. क्योंकि ये team, no, this fucking team loves giving you heartburn.
Okay, straight up, what do you think is going to happen out of this game?
I think against Burnley we'll be able to get a result. We'll get 3 points against Burnley.
That's what you said last game as well. Okay, I remember this very well.
I'll keep saying it till we actually get it right. I'll be like, see, I
Okay.
was right.
Look, there
I
are
was
no
here-
women in the Burnley team, so I don't think the United players are capable of beating them.
Ooh.
And we have reached
Thank
peak
you
darkness.
for joining our live
I
stream.
feel like
That
we
was
just need to it's close.
Like, share, subscribe. But that was a good one. That was on point. No, I feel like
Amogh is still talking, huh? Nice. You're a fighter, dude.
I am a fighter. You want to talk about Liverpool?
Yeah, come, let's talk about
We
Liverpool.
don't have 5 hours. Chal. No, I feel like there will be a result for sure, because I mean, we scored 3 goals against Bayern Munich away, even though we lost the game 4.
How many did you concede?
4. But think about it this way. One, goalkeeping error could have been avoided. 2, penalty that could have gone either way. Like, you can't really do anything about it. Like, it wasn't a foul that was committed in the box that could have been avoided. It was just a handball where there wasn't enough time to put your hand in any other position. So it's just a stroke of luck that they got that penalty. So if you take
But there
those
was-
2 goals out, it's a 3-2
Okay.
victory away from home.
That way, if you can say so many, but there's also clearly a different approach how Ten Hag goes for a Champions League game through to a Premier League game, no?
I don't think there is a different approach with Ten Hag at all. Ten Hag is quite pragmatic about his thing. Like right, he had to go through multiple disappointing results and completely imbalanced team to go back to his 4-2-3-1.
So what do you think?
Yeah,
the
and
score
I
is?
don't think Ten Hag
Win.
has any deep thoughts. He's like, who are my favorite players? Chalo, bring them in.
Yeah, that is
Who are
that's
the
something-
players remaining actually? Who is left? Yeah.
Who doesn't beat up women and I'm not fighting with personally.
That's
Or is injured.
exactly 11 players.
Yeah. No, but it I feel like against Bayern. So again, like when we played who was that? When we played Brighton, when we lost 3-1 to Brighton, the shape
Yeah.
was completely wrong. And Mukesh, you and I spoke about this on the podcast. Just playing that diamond and putting Bruno on the right hand side of that diamond was a complete waste of his talents. He's not going to fit well in that position. But for the Bayern game, he did change to a 4-2-3-1. The team looked more balanced. They looked like they were making an effort. They were dominating the game for the first 20 minutes, and that has, I know, been the story of the season for Man United thus far, where they feel like the game happens in 20 minutes. And that's where they play. और 20 minute का marker हो गया तो चलो सबका fucking हवा खत्म. But it was a positive sign. I feel like I am an eternal optimist. So I feel like it was a positive sign, and I feel like with Burnley, they're a team that is more hype than anything else. I feel like they are a team that will probably get the points against the teams in the second half, in the lower half of the table. But against the bigger teams, and I know how sad that sounds. I still consider Man United to be one of those top teams. I don't think they have it in them to get anything out of it.
You think Burnley is a hype team?
Yeah, they're 19th in the
Okay.
league. What else do you call it? But still, everybody's like, oh, Burnley plays so well. Ooh, Vincent Kompany is the next manager of Man City. Ooh, they haven't won a single game.
I mean,
Which will
I don't
probably
know.
change tonight.
No, I mean,
but
no.
still.
Thing is that the thing is, if I'm picking up on the hype squad, is because there are a lot of other teams that have got a hype squad. Someone like a United has got a hype squad. Someone like like a Tottenham, definitely you feel like it's a hype squad. Burnley, I think, is just pre-season.
United have never had a hype squad. They have the exact opposite of a hype squad. Fucking now because the fans are asking questions about the Glazers, the PR machinery has gone in full swing to talk about, oh, maybe the Glazers are looking to replace Erik ten Hag because the results have not been good, which is just bullshit reporting. But yeah, so I mean,
honestly, in all seriousness, I think United's going to get through Burnley. I don't think that's going to be a challenge at all. If United don't get through Burnley, I mean, then that's
Yeah.
like shit. that's like serious question time.
Serious question time. Speaking about questions, Abhishek Ganti, friend of the flag, has joined in the live stream and he is commenting. Look at that. All four of you are here. So proud. And he said, question, do I sell Wissa for Alvarez for a -4? Wissa plays Everton.
I don't know, Ganti. Why don't you tell us? Why don't you tell us?
Considering you are the FPL champion, you should probably tell us. But yes, there we go. Shall we do quickly predictions for Burnley versus Man United? I think Aakarsh is on a phone call, so maybe he won't be able to do the predictions, but the three of us can.
I think. Go ahead, Muki.
I was going to say like a 3-1 to United.
I feel like that is the scoreline of choice for United of late. But yeah, sure. Thanks. Prashant?
I think it's going to be a 1-1.
All right.
Oh, wow.
I think we'll get a 3-0 victory. I think Onana will finally keep a clean sheet and we'll get that monkey off his back. And by that, I don't mean Harry Maguire.
I think it's going to be a 2-1, like a 1-0 maybe.
There we go, Aakarsh. Well done. Finished your phone call, came in time just for predictions. Well done. Professional.
No, wait. To who? To who?
Nah, I'm not specifying that.
Cop out. Fucking cop out. Right, let's go to the rest of the Sunday fixtures. Chelsea play Aston Villa and Liverpool play West Ham. Chelsea not doing really well, dude. Prashant? What happened to Pochettino? क्या हो गया?
Nothing, bro. कर रहा है वो, करने दो.
Friend of the flag, Ganti is also watching this. He's also a Chelsea fan. Ganti, आप भी बोलो क्या हो रहा है Chelsea के साथ?
नहीं, between Ganti and I, we both know. It's like football भी देखना नहीं. हम लोग शायद Brighton पे, we'll probably watch Brighton play football, or we'll go and watch another sport altogether, which is F1 in this case. But no, in all seriousness, like I don't know, man. Like for me, I'm just being bummed out about the way supporters or fans are just like just booing off Pochettino. Like
Yeah.
you're just like really fickle about this, right? Uh, for me, what I really bums me out is also about the fact that fans really don't give him that kind of support. The second thing is that also he has a huge squad. It's not like he knows who the main 11 is, who are the real top picks. He doesn't have that. I think he's still going to get a lot more time to try and figure that out. It's I don't know, man. I'm not really expecting anything out of the club, but as long as he can try and keep them in some form of shape, I think that's more than enough. It's just gone through so many phases. I really don't know what you can expect out of it. I wouldn't want to expect. Of course, you want to get 3 points out of the game, but at least if you can keep them in some shape, you're okay with it.
I just want to
I'm
point
at least
out,
okay with it.
I just want to point out to all the other Chelsea fans who've been commenting on the reel that we put up on our Instagram about Todd Bowley playing FPL, and they were like, "Oh, you know what? You guys are just jealous because Todd Bowley has made some very nice moves in the transfer market, and he's utilizing
come
a
on.
loophole to our advantage, and other clubs couldn't." And the best Chelsea fan comeback of all, we won the Champions League. जैसे बेंचो हम लोग ने तो जीता ही नहीं है, मतलब पता है
ये।
एवर्टन ने नहीं जीता है, पर फिर भी by and large, majority wise, 90% of this podcast has won the Champions League. But
75% if you want to really be precise.
Actual maths.
मेरा maths तो
Actual
fuck all है.
maths.
मेरा maths fuck all है. But that's what I'm saying. That is the point we are trying to make. There's way too many players, and all those players are inexperienced. Yes, some good signings, but to get all of them at one time is not a great idea. It is going to throw your entire team and squad into disarray, and that is exactly what's happening. And you have a great manager in Pochettino who can build.
He's a
squad,
great
who can
manager.
build a
He'll
project.
build a
And
but see the
he's
thing is
not-
that my concern is that what I think Bowley is looking at the club as is a business model. Right, you can buy players, make something out of it, because this is the youngest squad Chelsea has got.
Yeah.
This is the youngest team that in the Premier League is there for this season.
Yeah.
Right, the mentality is that what has happened with Brighton is you have a young squad, or like with Leicester or any of the older teams as well, you have a young squad, you build them to a certain level, you sell those players for a profit. That is what he's looking at it, at least from my perspective at least. What Pochettino has come in to do is to actually show that you can win, you can bring some kind of at least train the players to a certain level, and then probably sell them. But then you can't expect Pochettino to have consistency if you keep bringing in and selling players back through the door. You cannot expect that level of consistency. That is where I'm foreseeing some problems in the next few seasons, hopefully if he lasts for that long.
Yeah. I mean, just on that point, Ganti has also commented, give Poch time. We need to still trim our
Yeah.
squad, and our players don't know how to finish. Poch is getting us to play good football. Our strikers don't know how to finish. That's about it.
That's about it,
That's
man.
pretty
Some
much-
fans know it, some fans don't know it. The other ones are saying that we won a Champions League. Bhai, वो Champions League squad गया. अभी नया Champions League squad बनाओ. Simple.
No, I mean, I think it's going to take Pochettino at least towards maybe the last quarter of the season for the results and the systems to emerge, etc. Until then, if it happens before that, then great for Chelsea, terrible for everybody else. But I think by the time systems come into play, players gel with each other, egos are sandpapered, Pochettino gets confidence, because I think he also requires confidence. I think people forget not
Yeah.
just the players, but even a manager needs confidence to command a room, right? Because he's known as a manager who was sacked from the club, lost the Champions League final, lost, I think, the league with PSG from a winning position. So I think he also needs some confidence to be in this dressing room. So I think it's going to take till the end of the season, maybe the last quarter, and then you see a burst of maybe 25 points from them, which might be,
Yeah.
which will save them and get them to a comfortable mid-table position.
Yeah. I mean, on the other hand, Aston Villa also, with the exploits that they made last season, this season has not started off very, very well for them under Emery. In the Premier League, they haven't been playing spectacularly well. I think they've had a decent start. They're 7th in the league, 3 wins out of 5, 2 losses. So it's been a little up and down. But even in Europe, they lost their first game. So, you would think that Emery, being the guy who loves the Europa League, loves European competitions, is in a competition that he can realistically win with Aston Villa. And that would be great. And that would be massive for Aston Villa, right? But at some point, they're going to have to try and figure out which competition they want to prioritize. And I think that this is the best time to play Chelsea for Aston Villa to get their season back on track. Going up against this Chelsea squad, I think is a great fixture. I'm sure Emery must be licking his lips at the prospect of it.
आज तो 3 points मिलेंगे ही मिलेंगे.
Wait, let's do predictions very quickly. We'll start with Prashant. Prashant, your predictions for Chelsea versus Aston Villa.
I think they'll come up with a draw. It'll be a 2-2 draw at least, in my opinion.
To draw, Mukesh.
I think 2-1 to Chelsea. I feel
Aakarsh?
like
I'd say 2-0 to Chelsea.
I feel like it's going to be a 2-1 to Villa.
Hmm.
I'm gonna put my money on Villa on this one. I feel like Villa will probably get something out of this game, and by something I mean 3 points. I'm sorry, Mukesh. You were like, I think it'll be 2-2. I feel like we have no time for your feelings, bro. Your feelings do not matter. Your feelings are invalid. So Liverpool. Let's talk about Liverpool.
What do you feel about? What are your invalid feelings about
See,
Liverpool?
I'm just saying that
Invalid
Liverpool is
feelings
I'm
with
just
you.
saying Liverpool is playing West Ham.
it's confusing for me because I want James Ward-Prowse to score
Yeah.
goals.
He scored. He scored in the Europa League as well. The man's on fire.
Man's on fire, Amogh. He's finished off his assist tally. Now I think he needs 3 more goals and a few. I think surprisingly, I don't think West Ham have had a clean sheet.
Yeah.
I think it's incredible because both West Ham and Liverpool have not had clean sheets. So I think for the sake of jokes, I hope it's a 0-0, just for the sake of kicks. But I do think it's going to be a high-scoring game. And I'm expecting there's also been a lot of Miguel Antonio's been trash-talking Van Dijk and Liverpool as part of the early week mind games. I think he was talking about how they'll finish above Liverpool and he doesn't rate Van Dijk and just trashing Liverpool. And it's clearly part of some strategy. I remember he did that a couple of, and he has terrorized Liverpool, I think 2 years ago when we played, when I think they won 3-1. So I think it's a tactic that he's trying. He did the similar thing then. So he's clearly sticking to a plan. But I think this is probably going to be like a 3-2, and I'm not sure to whom though.
Okay.
And there's going to be a James Ward-Prowse goal/assist.
Abhishek Gandhi in the comment says Salah hat-trick.
Oh, nice. And then it's a 3-2 to Liverpool.
I don't know who this hat-trick person is that Ganti is so pissed off at Salah hat-trick, but sure, Ganti. We'll take your
Wow.
yeah.
Alexa, teach Amogh to be funny.
It's not something that can be taught. Been
Yeah.
trying.
Yeah, because others by now you'd have known.
Exactly. I've been trying very hard.
Oof.
Yeah, I feel like the whole thing with James Ward-Prowse. I feel like that opinion of mine has been proven so spectacularly wrong by him this season. I feel like it is the real life football version of me triple captaining Miguel Antonio in FPL. That is the way I'm looking at it. Okay, he is single-handedly making sure that my opinions are considered worthless, as if they weren't already. But yeah, so I feel like it's going to be a draw though. I don't think Liverpool have it in them to get the win against this West Ham side.
Honestly, I feel like West Ham are going to shock Liverpool at home.
Same.
and get the
I'm with you
win.
on that. I'm with you
I
on
think
that.
West Ham have been in good form. They had a good performance in the Europa League. And I feel like Moyes might shock them with a 2-1 win.
Oh, yeah. It'll be crazy because I think Klopp is the only manager Moyes has never beaten. So now it'll probably be a good time to get. I think he has
to right that wrong.
Yeah, he has the longest. I think currently that's the longest streak of one manager not being able to beat the other.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be interesting. It'll definitely be an exciting game to watch.
Yeah, awesome. That is all that we have time for on this Game Week 6 preview. We are hoping to do a lot more of these preview live streams. So you should keep an eye out on the YouTube channel every Friday or Saturday, depending on when the weekend's action starts. And hopefully all 4 of us, or at least some of us, will be here on YouTube live to talk about all the games coming up. Of course, the podcast stays as is. We will be releasing podcast episodes every Tuesday, so that stays as is to talk about the results that happened. But thank you so much, everybody who joined in this live session, and everybody who's going to watch the replay of this a little later, depending on when you guys get free. It's been absolutely fantastic doing this year. Do like, share, subscribe, comment, send chats, and do all of that. Share this channel with your friends. Smash those likes. as the thing down there suggests, and as we've been taught by Azim, which is the thing that you have to say. And it was great to have you guys here, guys. As you can see, you can follow all of us on social media. Our social media handles are under our images on this live, so you can just go on there and give us a follow. You can also follow Corner Flag Podcast on Instagram and Twitter and YouTube now at the rate Corner Flag Pod. We're not going to be playing the theme tune here because I haven't figured out how to yet. I'm still working it out.
Are you on OBS?
Yeah, I'm on OBS.
Okay, we'll figure this.
There is a way. I think.
Yeah, I know it.
It's just when I say I'm trying to figure it out, I mean I'm spectacularly lazy and I didn't do it.
Okay.
So that is the problem. हम लोग
Cool.
मैं किधर बोला हम लोग प्रोफेशनल है, हम लोग नहीं है प्रोफेशनल अभी तक.
नहीं है. We only have this thumbnail around. We only have this nice looking panel that looks like an NDTV channel, football, sports sort of a vibe.
Yeah.
It's not professional. We're getting there.
We're
but
getting there.
Support us with it. That's all.
Absolutely. Exactly. Just keep supporting, keep listening. We will be back in your podcast feeds on Tuesday. And until then, it's goodbye from us. So say bye, Mukesh.
Bye, guys.
Say bye, Aakarsh.